Our honourable members of the jury have voted, and we are ready for the final top 5 pitches. Please welcome our remarkable members of the jury who will help us to choose the ultimate winner of IONETIC Summit Challengers 2024. This year, as I've said all day, we've had a record-breaking number of jury members, a source of great pride for us. Thank you all very much for your votes, your expertise, and your questions. And rather than listing everybody, because there are too many, and it's a time-consuming task, I ask you to please introduce yourselves if you're going to ask questions to the pitchers. I'm going to remind you the rules of the live pitches. Each company, you will have 3 minutes for your pitch and 2 additional minutes for questions from the jury members. When evaluating the presentations, jury members, please remember the 7 criteria. 1, problem. 2, product or service. 3, go-to-market strategy. 4, progress or traction. 5, the team. 6, the potential of future financing. And 7, sustainability. I have an echo in myself. I wish the best of luck to our contestants. So let's start with the winner of the green infrastructure track, Me Energy GmbH, and Alexander Sohl, representing the company. Alexander, the floor is yours. Congratulations.
Thank you. So hi, I'm Alex, founder of Me Energy. Everything will have a battery, from a car to a truck and a bus. And the question will be where to charge them. Because according to McKinsey, we're missing 20% of all charging points in the EU by 2030. And that is because of the grid. The grid is just too slow and it's too expensive to extend. There are so technical limitations and so many hurdles in the way. And also in the future, we need resilient solutions in cases of blackout. And that is why, as a complementary solutions, we offer off-grid fast charging stations. It is the missing puzzle piece, because we can go to any location you can imagine. It's not tied to any infrastructure, and we don't need any permissions. It is mobile, so you can place it in a field like here, and it has a lot of energy stored. 4 megawatts to 40 megawatts if you use additional storage options. And it is resilient. You can use it any time of the day, also during blackouts. How does it work? We are not using only solar or wind that is available on site, but we combine that with the on-site generation to produce additional capacity. And we generate from organic waste liquids. Those liquids have a high energy density, 20 times more than batteries. And we have a patented generator here, 11 patents, which is 2 times more efficient than directly using it in a car. And the best thing about it is we're even saving 50% carbon dioxide compared to solar panels. We're now using this in a new innovative business model. For the first time, you can get infrastructure as a pay-per-service model in charging. So it's only 39 cents per kilowatt hour. And the best thing is, it's profitable. 4 charges per day is profitable, or even 1 truck charge per day. It's used a lot by renowned companies. For example, MAN. They saved 24% of costs, and they have the first 4 stations deployed last year. We have BASF, 18% savings, and they followed up with 1 million order. And Sixt, they even placed a 4.2 million order last year. So there are many, many more companies, all of them signed, and the sales pipeline is filled with that number. And we now realize that revenue over the next years. So last year we had 2.1 million, saving around 2 kilotons of CO2. This year we're looking at 10 million by outsourcing production, and we're scaling up and also launching new products on the way, getting up our power production and also cater to other needs like on-site power generation for construction sites. We, that is a team of me and my co-founder Ines, and now we adapted or we hired a lot of experienced individuals from the industry, automotive, electronics, and we, that is also a network of business angels that have been CEOs of Porsche, SEAT, and a lot of other renowned institutions. We gathered 8 million in equity, and we also have a 3 million credit line. That is something I want to highlight at the end. Thank you so much. Help us support the transition to EVs.
Thank you for your wonderful pitch. Thank you for your pitch. Jury members, do you have any questions?
I thank you for your pitch. How do consumers know where to find you? How do consumers know where to find you?
So we are integratable in every charging app or every charging backend that is. So we have the same interface as any grid-bound charging infrastructure. So you can operate us the same way. So if you open your app, you'll find a charging station if it is public. But since we're operating mainly for fleets, well, they know the charging station is there, and they can also use their internal apps for this. If you don't have one, we also offer a white label solution if you need it.
Hi, Masaki from EI. You have a strong pipeline, impressive list of clients and repeaters. Is the bottleneck here just the production, the speed, and how are you going to address it?
So the major milestone is beginning of this year, we outsourced completely production. Now we are turnkey ready solutions. We have one partner in Poland that is ready right now. We're qualifying the second one, which is a way bigger company. We'll be, let's say, end Q3, Q4, we'll be there. And then we can scale up the production, and that is currently the bottleneck. So we are in under-fulfillment because of our production limitations.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, I wonder if you could just go into a little bit more detail about technology and your feedstocks. So you said like liquid waste, organic liquid waste. So what sort of things have your initial customers been using, and what are the supply chain considerations for that?
Yes. So we have a variety. We have methanol, ethanol, DME, and all those derivatives that are available. And we are supplying them as a service for our customers. We are billing the kilowatt hour. So ideally, we combine that with solar and wind production on site to lower those prices. But we offer the refilling service and then billing the kilowatt hour. And we try to have local supply chains, close carbon chains, and that we can enable by local production of methanol, ethanol, DME, and all those liquids that are produced from waste or organics.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Alexander. Round of applause, please. Thank you. I'd like to welcome the winning company of the batteries and value chain track, Mr. James Eaton, the CEO and co-founder of the company of IONETIC.
So, as I said, I'm James, I'm the CEO and co-founder, and I'm going to tell you how we deliver a 90% saving in the development of automotive battery packs. So firstly, some context. There are two groups of car companies in the world. Niche vehicles, lots of them, they don't make very many vehicles. They have quite small vehicle development budgets and low sensitivity to unit cost. This is in contrast to ultra-high volume companies. Not very many of them, but they make lots of vehicles. They have essentially unlimited money, but very high sensitivity to unit price. And the problem is everything in electrification is set up for them. It's set up assuming you have $40 million to spend on developing a battery pack alone. And leads to quotes like this: we currently don't see any way to electrify our vehicles with what's on the market. So we have to make it cheaper, and here's how we do it. We're a one-stop shop for battery pack. We do the design, the test, and the manufacturing. We take in customer inputs like energy, power, and voltage, and we take engineering inputs like materials and geometries and adhesives, architectures, things like that. We feed those into our platform, which is based both in software and hardware, and then take that into design so we can get you any battery pack you want. There are 4 examples here, lots of different shapes or sizes. Using the architecture, we can reduce testing by 80%, and then do flexible manufacturing so we can make all the battery packs on the same manufacturing line. And that allows you to do 10x cheaper development of battery packs and give you a solid route to market. Our route to market, this year we're deploying prototype capability and our core development capability. Next year will be our first production line, and then 26 is double and 27 is double again until we get to a gigawatt hour and $200 million in revenue. We have a great team. I have 6 years experience in battery pack engineering. Andy is the former CEO of Aston Martin and COO of Nissan. Steven set up Jaguar Land Rover's battery pack production facility is $250 million. We have lots of other great people as well. Our main customer, Alexander Dennis, that's me, stood in front of one of their buses. We're doing a $750,000 development program, and their battery order is not listed, but it's in the hundreds of millions. We have hundreds of millions more in the sales pipeline. Total addressable market, $32 billion, so we're targeting 800 million revenue in 2030. We're raising now $6 million to do 3 core things. Onboard more customers, get that pipeline signed on, deploy our first prototype production capability, and grow the team and core capability so that IONETIC can become the go-to for battery pack design and manufacture. If you want to get in touch, you can scan this QR code or email me or grab me after if you don't want to go grab the football first. So thank you very much for listening and welcome your questions.
Thank you very much for your pitch. Jury members, you have some questions?
Jan from Future Energy Ventures. My question is about the business model. Why did you decide to do both design and manufacturing rather than one of the two?
Yeah, great question. So fundamentally, there's a few reasons why we do our own manufacturing. One is if you only do the design, you have to give away the IP at the end so they can go make it, and then you can't get that repeatability. So it goes back to being $40 million again, and you don't get that saving. The other thing is it's frankly the profit engine. Right, you put them into production, it's the stickiest revenue you can ever invent. You cannot leave us, otherwise you have to stop making vehicles. You have contractual minimum order quantities, contractual minimum periods of time. It's actually quite a good revenue model. It's not actually that CapEx intensive. You know, the CapEx is $22 million a gigawatt hour, but 1 gigawatt hour is $200 million in revenue, so it kind of works out.
Thank you.
Also drives defensibility as well, which is a nice little addition.
Hi, so my question would be, where are you planning on doing the manufacturing? Is it going to be in the UK, or what's your plan for that?
Yeah, so you generally want to co-locate with your customer base. So our main customer pipeline, that 300 million is all UK based at the moment. So the first production facility will be in the UK in the UK. But the scalability is easy. You can literally you can just copy and paste exactly into a new geography. So if you wanted to go to Italy or Germany or somewhere in the US, it's just a copy and paste job. So no NRE, you just do it.
Thank you.
Great. 20 seconds to spare. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, James. Green Molecules track. Please give a round of applause for the winner in the Green Molecules track, Jolt Activated Electrodes, and Leon Rizzi, CEO of the company. Oh, welcome to the stage, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you. So we make electrodes. We make electrodes for electrolysis, which covers a whole multitude of sins, everything from making chlorine to depositing of metal on integrated circuits, to cleaning water, to swimming pool chlorinators. But since we're in the Green Molecules track, we also do this for the hydrogen industry as well. Now, in the hydrogen sector, we focused primarily on alkaline and AEM. Why? Because it's the dominant current technology and it's the future dominant technology. In this market, we are competing with the incumbent monopolist, De Nora. They have 75–80% market share, and they're spending 300 million to get to 4.5 gigawatt capacity by 2026. Now, people are down on hydrogen. That's because you VCs have invested in electrolyzers. You should have invested in the electrodes. De Nora, their electrode revenues grew from 42 million in 2022 to 104 million last year, 308% growth, and they are estimating it'll continue at that rate until well past 2030. Sell the shovels and picks. As I said, we have two competitors. We can beat them in every single capacity: volume, speed of delivery, price, durability, reproducibility of performance, and energy efficiency. We also beat them in energy impact assessment. Our electrodes have a 60 times less carbon footprint, and we are PGM free. We don't use precious metals, so we have no strategic materials. Also, 80% of the energy for our factories is running off solar panels. And in terms of the factory, we have an environmental license in the center of Barcelona because we are completely clean as a factory. Now, in terms of traction, how about this for deep tech? We're 2 years old this month. We were TLR 3 in April 2022. We're TLR 9 now. We've never had a dollar or a penny in state funding. This is the true definition of displacement technology. 300K in seed got us to TLR 8, tested in 15 electrolyzer stacks. 6 million built us a factory and a state-of-the-art research center. we're a good mix. There's old guys like me on the management side, and then there's an awful lot of very, very young talent, especially in the chemists. Commercial pipeline. We're about to sign some very large commercial orders with very large bankable customers that are going to lead us to gigawatt volumes from 26 onwards. A gigawatt means 1 billion per customer. We're doing a 5 million Series B funding. Why? Primarily to get us into the traditional electrode sector and the other emerging sectors like redox flow batteries, like e-fuels and so forth. So 5 million, we can say we've done hydrogen. Now we need to go and do the other sectors. And as you can see, a good balance of management.
Thank you very much. Jury, you have 2 minutes. Questions for this gentleman?
Only 2 competitors.
Exactly.
Why shouldn't they buy you?
De Noora tried twice already in the last month. They've gone around the shareholders trying to see if they'll sell. It's vetoed. They're doing it because they finally understand that they are in big trouble. We're stealing all their customers in alkaline. They can't do AEM, only we can, but in alkaline, they can see there's a trouble now.
And they can't copy you?
Not even the slightest. It's the first technology to come to market since the 1930s. It's radically different.
Congratulations.
1 electrode a minute versus 1 electrode every 12 to 18 hours.
Good one, thank you.
Hi, Leon. Could you just share a little bit more about the technology? What is your process that makes it so differentiated and from the competitors?
Okay, very, very quickly. The way you make electrodes now, you take expensive precious metal catalysts, you hand paint them, you hang them in an oven for 1.5 hours at 400 to 600 degrees, and you do it again and again and again, maybe from 8 to 40 times. Iridium, platinum, palladium. So imagine the energy, the labor, the PGM costs. And the other problem is every electrode comes out different. So it decays at a different rate and it dies at a different time. Have you ever wondered why nobody's getting project financing on things like ammonia production, on steel, on all these big hydrogen? The guys aren't doing the funding because nobody can warrant the degradation in the stack. It's that simple. Because they can't warrant the electrodes. We can, because every single electrode that leaves has the same spec. It'll degrade at a different rate. So we warrant minimum 10 years, 2% degradation, including with renewable energy. We are tolerant to reverse polarity. So for the first time ever, you can start using this with renewables without any trouble. And how we do it differently? We spray, we hang, it's a simple spray line in front of an infrared lamp, 1 minute. It triggers an exothermal process. It creates the catalyst, at the same time fuses it into the substrate. No deformation, no degradation. And it increases the surface area 10 times, so we don't need PGMs.
Many thanks. Leon, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's move on to Climate Fintech Pitches track. It's my pleasure to introduce the Climate Fintech track winner, Gabriel Umana, Head of Commercial at Renewabl Limited. 3 minutes, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. The pointer, do you have, or? Thank you so much. Yeah, very proud to be here. Probably I'm gonna miss my flight to London, but it's worth it. So, yeah, I'm gonna here to present to you Renewabl. So what we're doing is we're bringing totally transparent renewable energy certification to corporates every hour of the day. So let me tell you about a problem that is very big. So nearly all companies will meet net zero targets without at least doubling the rate of carbon emissions reductions by 2030. This is big numbers. Not only that, but according to REBRISK, almost 40% of the companies are greenwashing on how many renewable energy they are using. So what are today's challenges? What are the options for companies, corporates, to use renewable energy? You have 3 main facilities. So first, go with a PPA. Second, go with a green tariff from your utility. And third, buy unbundled DACs. What happened with these solutions? They are complex. Some of them are not compliant, not transparent. Some of them are not accessible to everyone, and they are time-consuming for corporates. What are we bringing to the market? So this is a marketplace for companies, for sellers of guarantees of origin and buyers of guarantees of origin to meet their decarbonization targets. How do we do it? First, we provide 24/7 hourly certificates right now. As they exist right now, they can be transacted on an hourly basis for both utilities and for buyers. Second, buyers can actually choose geolocation and technology preference. Third, we give sellers and buyers the trade and trace power. And fourth, we produce reports according to CDP and SBTi standards. That is what buyers mostly are looking for. How do we do it? Let me tell you about 3 things that we do. First, we measure. So companies right now integrate their PPAs that they have, the green tariffs that they have with their suppliers, and the unbundled products that they have. They're going to be measured their carbon-free energy score. What are we going to tell them? We're going to tell them, okay, you're not 100% renewable. Actually, you're 88, 25, whatever it is. And they're the ones that are going to choose the route to market to become a 100% carbon-free energy score. Second, they're going to be able to transact. So now they're going to be able to buy hour by hour matching certificates, and they're going to even be able to do it on a local swaps to achieve scope 3 also carbon emissions reductions. 3, they're going to be able to verify and report. So no greenwashing, ledger traceability, and compliant reporting. We're talking about a market that is growing on 24.7% every year, 186 by 2032. Where we are, we established the company last 2023 on March. We are already onboarding the first users, BP, SSC, Accenture, many traction in the market. And the future focus of the company is huge. We have hydrogen certification hour by the hour. We have PPA management. We have hourly certifications for batteries that they can price at each hour of the day differently. What we bring here is a 3 million seed round opportunity, which is currently oversubscribed, but happy to have a chat over it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Gabriel. Jury, your questions.
Hello. Thank you very much for the pitch. Can you elaborate a little bit on how the certification process works?
Yeah, exactly. So we are not intended to change how the system works. So for the ones that do not know, when a renewable energy producer delivers energy to the system, they go to the registry office that we operate in the UK and in the 22, 23 countries that exist on the AIB, that is the Association of Issuing Bodies. When they deliver the energy to the grid, they go to the registry office of each country, and they're going to receive a guarantee of origin, which is a certificate for each megawatt hour that exists. What happens is that nowadays, for example, corporates, what they have, they go, for example, to Norway and they buy very cheap hydro certificates that doesn't even match their consumption and what they're doing. They just care that it's renewable energy, but they are not actually matching, so they cannot say that they are 100% renewable. So we are not intending to change that. Every registry office is going to deliver a megawatt hour. What we do differently is that our software is going to allocate efficiently each megawatt hour of each technology to the exact consumption of each buyer, not letting the buyer overbuy or have excess at some times of the day, which is very bad what is happening right now because the buyer doesn't have traceability and doesn't know exactly what he's buying, and even if he's being efficient on their guarantees of origin or the way that they are reducing their carbon emissions.
And how are you going to be able to provide that, or how are you providing that exactly? From a
Yeah,
technology viewpoint?
yeah, because we're connecting the buyer and the seller. So the seller is the one that is going to provide the guarantees of origin. They're going to give us the initial ID and the final ID. And with the ledger traceability that we're using Solana, that is a blockchain technology, what we're doing is allocating that initial ID and the final ID to the specific supplier curve. And what we're going to give at the end is the guarantees of origin as they actually receive it with a traceability each hour of the day so that the consumers say, okay, I'm consuming at 3 p.m., from this wind plant in the UK and this solar plant in the UK as well, and this covers my 80, 90, 100%, hopefully, renewable energy.
Thank you very much. Gabriel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gabriel. And for the final, last but not least, put your hands together for Decarbonization of X winner, Adam Triolo, of the VP of Commercial Business Development at REGENT Craft Incorporated. The floor is yours, sir. Congratulations.
Hello, everyone. Good to see you again. My name is Adam Triolo. I'm the VP of Commercial Business Development at REGENT. REGENT is a sea glider OEM. We're building all-electric wing and ground effect vessels, which are displayed here and known as sea gliders. We're a post-Series A business. We're approximately 70-plus employees based just south of Providence in Rhode Island, USA. Need my clicker. So REGENT sea gliders were created to solve the hassle factor associated with existing modes of transportation. So whether that's long security lines at the airport, slow, inconvenient routing on rail, unavoidable traffic, or uncomfortable ferry rides, we knew that we could solve an existing challenge with something that was clean, green, and efficient. So we created what's called a sea glider. It's a wing and ground effect seagoing vessel. We use ground effect, which is an aerodynamic feature, and sandwich the air between the bottom of the wing and the water surface. In doing so, we can carry larger payloads, further distances at lower power settings, but most importantly, by never leaving ground effect, we can certify under the IMO and under other maritime authorities as a boat instead of as an aircraft. Sea gliders operate in 3 modes. When we're near the dock and in the no-wake zone, we float on our hull. When we proceed away from the dock and into the busy harbor, we rise up onto our hydrofoil. And once clear of the busy harbor, we come up onto our wing. We're building 2 different versions of the sea glider. So the first is the Viceroy, 12 passengers, 3,500 pounds of payload. The second is the Monarch, 100 passengers and 25,000 pounds of payload. We're backed by this amazing leadership team. So Billy Thalheimer and Mike Klinker are 2 co-founders. Both have advanced degrees from MIT. Our lead designer, Brian Baker, was previously a Team Oracle America's Cup. Sea gliders fulfill a number of different mission sets. So the obvious ones are passenger transportation and cargo. You can see our sponsors, investors, order holders here. But we can also perform missions such as defense logistics, offshore logistics, search and rescue, and tourism. We're currently building the full-scale prototype today. So this is a 65-foot wingspan, 55-foot long, 15,000-pound vessel, currently in construction. We'll start sea trials at the end of the summer with human flight targeted by the end of this year. We've already amassed a massive order book, so 600-plus sea gliders sold, $9 billion in market value. You can see that we have hit nearly every continent here across the globe. We've done an amazing job actually picking up customers, and part of that is because of the application. We've got a number of different places we can go with this, but most importantly, we can offset 110 million tons of CO2 a year by running this mode of transportation versus the existing modes. Finally, we're backed by an amazing set of investors, 90 million raised to date, another 5 million from the US Marine Corps, and then 5 million from the state of Rhode Island for harbor infrastructure. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Jury, your questions, please.
Hi.
My question is, why did you choose this size of a vessel rather than a larger one, for example?
Yeah, well, first we wanted to prove the concept. It was really about how do you get the product out there quickly and then scale it in a way that allows those larger operators to adopt. So our current order book bifurcates almost evenly between the maritime and aviation operators that are currently out there today. We wanted to give them a platform that would allow us to cert it quickly, to get it out in the marketplace, to familiarize the customer set, and then give them a pathway to that regional jet-sized wing and ground effect vessel that they'd be looking for, and that's that 100-passenger space. So it's time to market, it's time to scale, it's the cost to do so.
And can you scale it up easily, or it's just a completely different animal?
Yeah, actually, this technology has existed since the 1960s. The Russians had chronoplans. These were 300-ton vessels. So it's been proven this technology scales amazingly well. But what's most important is it's incredibly efficient. So that combined with distributed propulsion and advanced battery technology, we can dramatically reduce the cost of a ticket. And that will enhance the adoption rate because there'll be great margins, but also very low ticket prices.
Yeah, so thanks again for the presentation.
Sure.
How do you look at manufacturing, scaling? What is the timeline going to be around that, and what needs to happen?
Yeah, I mean, listen, building a vessel like this is a big deal. We've already signed and are preparing to break ground on our first 300,000 square foot facility based right there in Rhode Island. We've got line of sight on another 600,000 square feet, both in Rhode Island and then in the Middle East. We flashed the side very, very quickly, but we've got investment in KSA and the UAE. So there's lots of opportunity there to build out manufacturing capacity, increase line rates, and start working off this huge backlog. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Congratulations, yeah. Thank you, Drew, for your questions. I believe we heard all the winning pitches. Not an easy task you have, I know, but You've heard the best of the best. Who is the best of the best? Please give our judges 5 minutes to cast their votes and choose the best of the best. We'll be back in 5 minutes or less to announce the winners. Okay? Judges, this is your time to work. Welcome back to the Superfinals of Energy Tech Challenges 2024. That was just enough time for these amazing people to cast their votes for the ultimate winner, the best of the best of the best. Before the big reveal, we'd like to crown the top 5 finalists of Energy Tech Challenges 2024. I'd like to invite Thomas Kemptis, General Partner of Contrarian Ventures, who's going to award the winners, to give a small speech, a few words to you first.
Yes, thank you. So I say this every year, but this year has definitely been the strongest in terms of quality of startups. So congrats on that. And I promise I'm not lying. We do this every year. It's really top folks today and the yesterday. So in terms of stats, 400 plus applications, 50 people selected to present here physically, 5 winners of the categories. So everyone's a winner, and then we'll also do the ultimate winner, but I think the significance is that you guys got selected to pitch here for the final jury. And we had 79 jury members. Thank you guys, thanks everyone else. And let's do the prizes.
Please put your hands together for the winner of the Green Infrastructure Track, ME Energy GmbH, and Alexander Sohl. Congratulations. Next up, give it up for the winner in the Batteries and Value Chain Track, IONETIC at James Eaton. Round of applause, please. The winner of Green Molecules Track, Jolt Activated Electrodes and Rizzi. Congratulations. Congratulations. The winner of the Climate Fintech Track, Gabriel Umana from Renewabl Limited. Congratulations. And last but not least, a round of applause for the winner in the Solving X Wildcard Track, REGENT Craft Incorporated and Adam Triolo. Congratulations to the top 5 winners of Energy Tech Challenges 2024. Well done, all of you and your companies. Now we need a drum roll. It's time to reveal who is the ultimate winner. It's been a challenge for our judges to pick the best of the best, but they have made a decision. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the ultimate winner, Jolt Activated Electrodes, Mr. Rizzi. Congratulations. Thank you all very, very much. Thank you all very, very much. And with that, we'll round up, okay? So I'm going to wrap things up with these amazing people on stage. As we wrap up the Energy Tech Summit 2024, I want to thank our incredible speakers, our thought leaders, and each one of you, and you, and you, and you, who contributed to making this event a huge success. Thank you for your engagement, your insights, your dedication to advancing climate technology. We wish you have a safe trip home. I know it's going to be a bit difficult today because of what's happening outside, but you'll manage. I look forward to reconnecting at the next Energy Tech Summit. Until then, stay inspired, stay innovative, continue to push the boundaries of what's possible in climate technology. You guys, and everyone here. Thank you very, very much indeed. Round of applause.